Hello.
Hello. I don't know. The live was acting weird, but we back. But we can start over again though. We'll wait till some more people get in here. So hello. This is our first live on our channel. We had this YouTube channel for a minute, but this is our first live. And what we're about to talk about, some people may not like. So if you are subscribed to us and you don't like what we have to say,
You're
and
entitled to your opinion.
you're entitled to your opinion. And if you want to unsubscribe, that's perfectly fine. You know, do what you want to do. But we're going to talk about this because Christy and I have been talking about this for a couple of days now, and we felt it was best to do a live because sometimes with videos, once you record and you play it back, you're like, you know what, I should have said this. And so I feel like a live would be best for this topic. And we'll wait a little bit until some people get in. But yeah, again, some of y'all are not going to like what we have to say, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we'll wait till some people get in. And it is, late, whatever time of the day it is for you guys, because I know people be from all over in the YouTube world. But it is for us, it's 9:23 p.m. Yeah. So some people on the West Coast would be 6:23. So yeah, we'll wait till some people get in here. But yeah. 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 Singing. I'm singing. I'm singing. I'm singing. I'm singing. Da, 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 da. Maybe give it a little bit. Maybe we'll start. You still pulling up some information?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, in a way, I guess that's good then. Da, da. Hey Zay.
Hi, Zay.
Hi.
What up?
Yeah, we about to get real in here, Zay. Some people may not like what we have to say, but
The heat in the kitchen about to get real high.
yeah. Hey Zay. Hey vlogs with Chloe.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you guys for coming in. Hey Jeremiah.
Hey, Jeremiah.
But yeah, we have to speak about this. So he saw prepared. I know Zay. All right, let's get it started, Chris.
All right, let's get it popping. Okay, go
Okay,
ahead.
so a while back, I did a YouTube short, and I can't remember the young lady's name, but she does a lot of Christian content, and I did a YouTube short and based off of her for a voiceover of hers, and she was just telling, young black women it's okay to, if you want to be married, it's okay to wear your dresses. You don't have to fit the whole baddie aesthetic, and things like that. And mind you, this video is almost 2 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to put the woman's name out, but some woman came on that video that we posted, and this is the comment that she wrote. Okay, so I'm going to read her comment. I'm not reading her name or anything like that. But you know what? I'm glad that she did write something because this is generating a touch point that we've been wanting to talk about for a minute. So thank you. But her comment reads as follows: Be pure. WTF does that mean? Purity culture is extremely toxic and can lead to SA, we all know what that is, and STDs and abuse. That was their comment to that video. So, what we have to say about that, do you wanted to talk about with Houston? Yeah, so on the flip side, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. So I'm guessing that maybe, and I don't know, I'm not gonna put words in her mouth, but she's objecting to purity culture, and that's her opinion. So inversely, then you would be for just busting it wide open, legs wide open, 24/7, 7-Eleven. Okay, that would be your answer. And so, case in point, I'm sure a lot of you have probably heard about what is going on and happening in Houston. And it's been happening forever in Atlanta. That's always been like a running thing. People talking about the rates of STIs and STDs there and everything. But Houston now is becoming a hotspot for STIs and STDs. And it's just, unfortunately, I think it contributes to the fact of this promotion of hoe culture.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can say that, but it is what it is.
Right.
And so we just had spring break, that has already come and gone. And so now people, they went there to live their best life, and they were engaging in risky sexual behaviors and sleeping with any and everything that was walking. Anything with a hole, they were in it. And so now we are starting to see the results and consequences of that reckless behavior. People are reporting and showing videos of themselves, and they're developing symptoms of what probably are STIs and STDs. People showing themselves, stating on it that they have contracted the HIV. And, it's like you're objecting to purity culture, but here's a result in opposition to this behavior that you're objecting to. And, it's the same result. And I mean, anybody that is like actually liberated, they could still be SA'd.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, they say that, even if you are engaged in the act, and if the person decides that they change their mind and they no longer want to engage in that,
Right.
that other party has to honor that request. And if they don't and they continue, that's still SA, even though initially they was with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's just, I think a lot of things, as far as especially, with what is happening in this world right now, is just we have gotten so far moral wise, from what God has ordained for us.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been a promotion of everybody just do what they want, what they feel, love yourself. And it's like, this is my thing. We're always talking about self-love and things like that. But ultimately, if you love yourself, wouldn't you also limit who you give your body access to? I'm just saying that would make sense to me. Because I mean, if you're out here, I'm sorry, it's hot, y'all. So you're gonna hear a fan. But if you're out here sleeping with any and everybody, that's man and woman,
Uh-huh.
do you really love yourself? And also, if you're out here and you doing it, you raw, you know what I'm saying? And you're not protecting yourself and other people. And unfortunately, there are people out here who knowingly have diseases, and they're not disclosing their statuses to people. And so now we have a trickle effect where these diseases are increasing, more and more people are coming down with it. And unfortunately, some people, they're at later stages with this disease, and they didn't get treatment because they thought that they were okay. And, if you're out here engaging in sexual activity, you need to be responsible with your health.
Well, that's the thing too, with some people, they're not.
No.
And it's like, some of them don't even have health insurance, but you out here wanting to be, doing everything. And it's like, you really don't love yourself that much to, that's you. If you want to be out there doing all that, you need to be, you need to get some health insurance and be going to the doctor, getting your checkups and all that.
And really, especially if you're out here
like
getting
that,
it like that,
yeah.
You need to be getting tested every month.
Yes.
In my opinion.
Yes.
Another thing too, and this is to, talking from the Bible, with like everything that is in objection to God's law is considered sin, transgression. And speaking from like sexual or smexual sin, in 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 18, it says, flee from smexual immorality. Every other sin a person commits is outside the body, but the sexual immoral person sins against his own body. So if you're out here,
engaging, you're, fornicating, or if you're married and you're involved with somebody other than your spouse, you're sinning against your own body. And you're putting your and you're in by engaging in that, you're accepting any risk that comes with that. So that could be unwanted pregnancy, that could be an illness, a disease. And I mean, there are some that are curable and treatable, but for a lot of people, that's a stigma and a shame that's attached to that. Especially if you could have avoided that by either one, if you're going to be out here, be with one person and not out here spreading yourself like peanut butter and jelly to everybody over some bread, but that could have been avoided if you just taken precautions, found yourself a significant other and you deal with them in that manner. But all of this being free and spreading ourselves thin to everybody, this is the result. And I mean, and for the HIV, if you contract that, you have to take a medication for the rest of your life in order to live, in order to sustain your life. And it's like, if you have health insurance, great. But if you don't, or you lose your job, how are you going to pay for that medication?
And tell how much is it? It's expensive.
Yeah, so let me read y'all this. So without insurance, the PrEP medications, I'm going to read it. It says the average cash price for a 30-day supply of Truvada, which is an HIV or HIV medication, is approximately $2,022 a month, while Descovy, another HIV medication, costs $2,392 a month. This translates to an annual cost of $22,000 to $30,000 without insurance coverage. Now, let's be real here, guys. A lot of this, especially with people that are out here engaging in this, a lot of people, and it's not even then, but also, some people are, I would say, may not have a lot of money. With the economy as it is, people are struggling to put food on the table, to keep a roof over their head. Why would you deliberately put yourself in the line of fire to have to take on another expense such as that, a health insurance cost, especially if it could be avoided?
Right.
Ladies, keep your legs closed. Men, keep your tools in your toolkit.
Well, didn't you say too something with that medication too? Sometimes it doesn't always work for everybody too.
Yeah,
like
there was something that I had seen. It was a YouTuber. I cannot remember their name, but they had said that sometimes that medication does not agree with people, and so there are some people out here that are walking around with this illness, don't know it. And when they finally do go get checked up and realize that they have it, that medication may or may not work for them.
Again, that's something to think about.
Yeah.
And I'm like, guys, too, with that medication, you're not cured from the HIV. That's a lot of people are misunderstanding. They thinking that it's a cure.
Yeah.
It's like you still have it. It just makes you undetectable.
Yeah.
Like the virus is still in your body.
And it's just what it does.
Lower levels of it.
Yeah. Your viral load, which is what the doctors look at when they're taking your blood. They're checking the amount of the virus in your blood. So all it does is basically block the virus from replicating itself in your system. And so, from that, it's like really you're just putting a Band-Aid on a bullet hole wound.
Right.
And I mean, another thing to consider too, like we are in the midst of war.
Right.
Guys, and a lot of our medications.
Yeah, it is. I didn't mean to cut you off. It is too high out here today. It is.
Yeah.
It's insane. And that's from just, it's like a lot of other things, like this music, the media is constantly pushing, because I can't say the word, but all this sexual stuff out here in people's faces. And it's just like,
it's brainwashing.
It's brainwashing, and people just out here doing everything. Like the videos.
They're taking the bait.
Yeah, the videos from that spring break in Houston. I mean, it's all over, but
let's go back to that. But yeah, just one thing about that too, guys. Yes, Zay, I totally agree with you. But we're in the midst of war. A lot of our medications are made abroad. They're not even made in this country. I think they're made in China. which, and I think China, correct me if I'm wrong, anybody, but I believe China is an ally to Iran. So more than likely they're going to side with their bestie. And if that's the case, where do you think we're going to get our medications from? Especially if you are a person that is HIV positive. Where is that going to leave you to, continue your medications?
Right.
If you don't receive those, you're gone. You're a goner.
Yeah.
So that's something to consider. But it's going to get worse out here, guys. Start preparing yourself mentally, physically, spiritually. Get close to God.
Yeah.
Repent.
Because it's just like, guys, like, just because that's like another thing you see, it's a lot of content creators, and I appreciate them being honest that have it. And it's like, you look at them, they look healthy, and some of them are attractive, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like, people just got to control themselves. Like, people see someone, oh, he or she look good. Yeah, I want to get with them tonight. And it's like,
have them.
And you don't know, they could be walking with it. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people out here that have stuff.
And there was a man on YouTube. He was saying, yeah, I got multiple STDs.
Oh, yeah, I remember that video.
And he was like, and I'm not telling nobody nothing. And I don't have to. I don't care. I'm going to keep doing what I do. So guess what? This guy is contributing to more rates of infections out here. God only knows what he has. He didn't disclose what that was, But this stuff is real out here.
Young people, like teenagers and stuff, coming down with it. People in their early 20s, and
you haven't even lived your life, and you already have, like, totally just, I'm not gonna say ruined it, but there's no going back.
Right.
Like, once you have it, that's it.
Yeah.
But going back to Houston, like, some of the things that were happening there, it was wild. Like, there were people recording themselves in bed with the people that they had sex with, men and women, mainly the men from what I saw. And there was even like one woman that people were like noticing. It was like the same woman in the bed with multiple men. Videos circulating of her.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, this is my thing. Okay, all of y'all have slept with this woman, and she obviously don't care about what's happening here. It makes you wonder, does she have something to give?
She must be, if she's that willing. That's what I'm saying. Zay said, not gonna lie, I don't mean to laugh. He's like, it's getting too much out. The people be expressing sexual stuff and glamorizing it like it's fun. Like, no, yeah, glamorizing. It's just like, and people don't, a lot of people are like brainwashed and don't, guess maybe don't care, realize the consequences that come with that.
Well, the thing is that a lot of people don't think that it could happen to them.
Right.
Like, there's a lot of videos, people are on there and they're like, I met this person, I thought they were attractive, we had chemistry, we were intimate, and then months down the line, now they have the HIV, or they gave them something else. And what's commonly being seen is that they have the HIV and they got the herp.
Wow.
And I'm like, dang, you got hit with a double whammy. 2 incurables. You know what I'm saying? But in Houston, that lady circulating around in the bed with multiple men, different individual videos, different men. Another thing, there's a video circulating that there was people in a car, and they're actually engaging in sexual acts in a car out in the open. It was like, parked, like in the parking lot of a club, and the windows were down. People were walking around and they could see these people doing this. And so people were recording them. And so now this video is circulating. And, you can see the woman clearly. I'm like, sis, like, why would you humiliate yourself like that? I mean, couldn't you go get a hotel room if you're going to do that? You couldn't wait. You're like so much like a dog in heat that you had to go do it right there in public.
Yes, a lot of people.
No self-control.
Yeah, with lust filled. And it's just, what we were saying, what Zay said, it's just all out in the media, this music especially. And people, got them lust spirits on them.
And you got to guard your ear gates, your eye gates. You got to guard those things because, the type of music, even the movies that you watch, anything that you read, that stuff gets into your spirit.
Yep.
And, you make yourself an open door for whatever type of spirit is, involved in that media that you're taking in.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all by design,
Yep.
you know. Um Basically having like, young people like destroy themselves before their life even gets started.
Right.
It's sad.
Yeah, it is sad. My goodness.
Um but yeah, the other thing, let me see. I'm talking about that. Oh, the other thing too, guys. With all this, there are more diseases that are out here. Like there's an sexually transmitted ringworm that's out here.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when they talked about it. I think it was a man from from up north, but they had to try all kinds of medications to get him cleared of that ringworm, and it took months for it to finally go away. Like it covered like his whole body almost.
Oh my gosh.
Another thing is that a lot of like the common antibiotics that are used to treat these, they're starting to become resistant. Why? Because people that are getting these, as soon as they get their medication, they take it. Oh, I'm starting to feel better now. Things aren't happening down there anymore. I'm not burning. Okay, let me stop taking my medication. But guess what? They come back with a vengeance when somebody else gets it that they have given it to because they did not finish their medication. So now that bacteria has basically become resistant to it. And it's like, these diseases, they're changing, they're mutating, and they're like you said, becoming resistant to these antibiotics.
Yeah.
Um Also, there are, I'm gonna read this to you guys, but and this was from the CDC, but it says in 2024 the combined total number of cases of chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis declined 9% from 2023, down a third consecutive year. There were still more than 2.2 million reported STIs in 2024. That's a lot of people. And compared to a decade ago, overall cases are 13% higher. Congenital syphilis, meaning somebody was born with that.
That's sad.
So the parent, they had it, they didn't go get treated. They, birthed a baby with this, which is not fair to the baby, is nearly 700% higher. Um, Congenital syphilis increased for the 12th year in a row, with nearly 4,000 cases reported in 2024. But people out here, they're having these diseases and things, and they're not going and getting checked like they should. That's the responsible thing to do if you're out here, and they're not getting treated.
Nope.
What else? What else?
Hey Dom. Dom says hello.
Hey Dom. But yeah, people are wilding out here, guys.
Gotta be careful.
You really have got to protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Love yourself enough to, one, have self-control. You see somebody that you're attracted to, there's nothing wrong with that. Right. We're human beings. But take your time to get to know them.
Yes.
Ask them these questions. Another thing, people are fabricating their My Charts.
Yeah, that's another thing too.
People are using AI. People are selling their My Chart results, and it may be clean results showing that they ain't got nothing, but really the person bought it. They got something. They know they got something.
That is scary.
And so that's scary. People are not being honest out here, and a lot of it just comes to the fact of they don't love themselves. They have, exposed themselves to an illness, a disease that they can't get rid of, and now they're hurt, they're angry, and they want somebody else to feel that same hurt and betrayal. So they're spreading these things willingly, knowingly.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You have to.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to read one other thing. Did you want to say anything else?
I
know there's so much.
I know it is. Yeah, like I really, like I said, with these young folks, like the real young folks, I feel for them, because a lot of them, they're being raised on
media, social media,
and they're thinking that this lifestyle is is it and fun. This is what you should be doing. You're living your best life, and it's just like no.
And it's just like, do not throw away, your health,
right,
your life for a fleeting moment of pleasure, and trade that for a lifetime of pain, suffering, and chronic illness that you can't get rid of.
And it's like
you know, like a lot of these rappers, like the female and male rappers, I'm like, don't be listening to them. A lot of them really aren't even about that life that they're rapping about.
No, and they're paid to sell.
Yeah, they're
Sell you
industry
this.
plants.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're paid to do this.
So don't fall for the trap. Don't take the bait. Like, listen to God.
Yes.
Seriously. He did not make these, his laws and things to ruin your life.
Not to be mean. He
No.
did it to protect us out of love.
Yeah.
And it's like God gives us free will. You have free will to do whatever you want down here, but just know there's consequences that come with it.
And when you walk outside of his will for your life, you leave yourself open to such as this consequences, illness, unwanted pregnancy, and everything else. But it's crazy out here. Like, there's so many videos. There was another one. There was a lady on there. She confronted this man because he gave her. This is crazy. Listen to this. He gave her 12 STIs.
Y'all hear this? 12 STIs
within 6 months.
Within 6 months.
Now I'm like this. Okay, now if it happened the first time, why did you stick around for the other 11?
Because she didn't love herself.
Exactly. But the guy eventually gave her the HIV. And so she was yelling it out. You gave me this!
Lord
and she's
mercy.
yelling and screaming. But I'm like this. And I'm not saying that she deserved that.
Right.
But this is my thing. Like, one, you should have gotten to know that man. You should have had a conversation of asking him his status. And if he wasn't willing to disclose it to you, then maybe you shouldn't be dealing with him that way.
She had low self-esteem.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
But, and then one final thing was another thing of stats. And this is from, let me see, where is this from? This is also from the CDC. So this is about the HIV. And this was calculated in 2022, as of 2022. But it says Black/African American people account for 37%, y'all, of estimated new HIV infections, even though they make up 12% of the U.S. population.
Y'all heard that?
So a lot of this, and even with the other infections that are mentioned, we're always at the top. These things are impacting our communities the most. And on top of that, I don't know what the rates are as far as like income and things like that, but I know that we're at the bottom when it comes to that.
Right.
So we're also where we are, most of us are poor, but we're out here engaging in risky behavior.
Right.
The medication to treat us or to make us better is expensive. We probably can't afford it. So, you know what I'm saying? We're putting ourselves in a line of fire that we don't need to.
Right.
But yeah, like Black people and just around the world, we've got to get it together.
Yes, we do.
Got to get it together.
And see, the thing is, we're not coming on here to be like judgmental, pointing fingers. This is coming out of love, because we love our people. And speaking from reality, so it has to be said, and more people, there's a lot of other YouTubers that speak out about this, but it's like, when other Black people speak out on things like this, it's like people get offended, say, "Oh, you're judgmental," be quiet, blah blah blah, and it's like, no, yeah. And it's like, no, we're not doing this to be judgmental or cooning or whatever. We speak in reality. We got to get it together.
Yeah, this is real life out here. Like, people are like just throwing their lives away just for a little bit of pleasure. And their life is ruined. Right. But yeah, we just say all that to say, one, repent, make sure you are right with God, and turn away from things that are going to pull you out of his will.
And if you struggle, as we all struggle with something, and it's like, if you're struggling with lust and things like that, if you have like a corn addiction, stay. I'm sorry, and these are to the young ladies that's posting those thirst traps. shame on you, because you're
Yeah.
not helping people that are that have corn addictions.
No.
You're not.
You are unfortunately contributing to the problem.
Yeah.
And God talks about that, becoming a stumbling block, because that's what you have become. You become a stumbling block for that person,
Right.
causing them to fall back into lust,
Mm-hmm.
and they may be trying to pull themselves out of it. But if you are struggling with that, talk to God.
Yeah, he'll
If you
help
have
you.
if you have a mentor, ask him to send you a mentor
Mm-hmm.
to help you. But
I would stay away off of social media.
yeah,
I'm for real.
because social media it's a cesspool for one, and it's a trap
Mm-hmm.
for everybody really,
Mm-hmm.
but especially the young men and women.
Yeah, that may be struggling with that. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else that you wanted to say.
I can't think of anything else. But yeah, I would just say just repent, pray, talk to God. If you have a church or whatever, a local church, and you have somebody there that you trust,
Mm-hmm.
talk to them. But yeah, turn back to God ultimately.
Dom said, wow, well said. We can't count on anyone to be responsible for our own well beings except ourselves.
Mhm.
Our bodies is our own responsibility. I am reminded that every day.
Facts.
Yep.
Facts, though.
Yep. But we thank you guys, everyone that came into the live. Thank you, Zay. Thank you, Vlogs with Chloe, Jeremiah,
Thank you, everybody.
Dom. Thank you, everyone, because we're not gonna hold y'all up. And I don't know, maybe we'll do some more lives in the future. What y'all think? But
And please share this video, guys.
yeah, share it. But we're gonna go bye. We ain't gonna hold y'all up. That's all we had to say.
But we love y'all. Have a good weekend.
Yeah.
Be safe.
Mm-hmm. And until next time, bye.
Bye.